Hello, I'm John Fisher, and this is Doodler. We're going to begin in just a few minutes. Let me just check one thing really quick. Yes, okay. So we're all set, and we're going to begin in just a few minutes. Thank you so much for joining me for Doodler. I moved to San Francisco in 1974. I grew up in Marin. I was a local boy. I didn't come out of the closet in high school. I was too afraid, but I had a secret boyfriend. He and I were secret boyfriends. Nobody else knew, and we were everything to each other. His name was Mark, and he was tall and lean. He had this beautiful wavy brown hair and the kindest eyes I'd ever seen. Or maybe they were just kind for me. I don't know. And he wanted to be an attorney, and I thought that was a really weird ambition for somebody in high school, but that's what he wanted because he had a passion for the law. In my senior year, he got accepted to Yale. Mark got accepted to Yale. I was so proud of him. And then he told me we had to stop. It had to end because nobody would ever hire a gay attorney. He said that was it. It was over. He didn't want to be my boyfriend anymore. And I was devastated. I didn't know what to do. He was my whole life, my whole identity. He was everything to me. He made me a person. And then he said it was over. And I was completely floored. And I didn't go to my graduation ceremony. And I wouldn't look at him. I wouldn't talk to him. Which was stupid because I wasted that whole summer not seeing him. And I went into the playroom at my parents' house. And I lay on the couch and I just stared at the wall. I was comatose. And he used to call. He'd come by. He'd knock on the door. He'd ring the bell. And I wouldn't see him. And I think my mother, I think she knew what was going on. I think she knew about the two of us. And she would never have approved. But she saw that I was not in a good state. And she begged me to say hello to Mark, to come down and just say hi to him in the foyer. Just talk to him in the foyer. Just come talk to Mark. And I said, no. I wouldn't even speak. I just lay there all summer, comatose on the sofa. In the fall, Mark went to Yale. And that was it. I hadn't seen him all summer. And I was supposed to go to San Francisco State in the fall. My father had never been impressed with my academic record. He told me that often enough. He just didn't care about me. So I thought, well, if he doesn't care, then I don't care. I'll just do whatever I want. And I moved into those huge dorms at San Francisco State. They were like skyscrapers, and they were full of people. It was completely shocking to me. I didn't know what to do. I was so afraid, and I mean, I tried to have fun, but I didn't fit in, and I was so upset about what had happened to Mark. And then I was all of a sudden in school, and I was around all these people, and I wasn't happy in the dorms. But what I loved was movies and bicycle riding. I had my bike with me in San Francisco. I used to ride it all over the city, and I'd go on adventures. I'd escape into my imagination. And my imagination was always inspired by movies. And I'd ride my bike on 19th Avenue, out in the avenues, on the main boulevards, on Market Street, everywhere. And I imagined all sorts of wonderful things happening. I was like in an action picture, in a war picture, being chased by the Germans. Or I was in a noir, solving a mystery. Or I was in a romance, falling in love, and my partner was always Mark. I had dialogues with him about how we're going to get away from the Germans, or how we're going to find a murderer, or how we're going to fall in love. And it was wonderful, my adventures. They took me out of myself. They allowed me to escape. But I also loved going to the Castro Theater, that big, beautiful movie house, because they showed 2 movies on Saturdays. 2 movies, old movies, classics. And I loved to go and sit there. And I'd sit there and I'd watch the movies on the projection screen, projected on that huge screen at the Castro. And I'd sit there in awe. I saw Casablanca and Play It Again, Sam. I saw The Best Years of Our Lives and 7 Days in May. I saw Mildred Pierce and Stella Downs. It was wonderful. I just sink into my chair when nobody could see me and disappear into the screen with those characters. And that's where I met Jay. Jay. Wonderful Jay. He was always there with his friends, and I glanced in the first time. Out of the corner of my eye, I just saw him. And he was tall and lean, with beautiful hair like Mark. But the thing I loved most about Jay was he was so pretty. And I know that's a weird way to describe a man, but he was so pretty. And he too had kind eyes, but they were open, embracing. They made you feel like they would just wrap you up and take you inside, Jay. And I loved seeing him at the theater. That was almost as good as the movies, was seeing Jay. And one time, after a movie, I was sitting there, and the movie ended, and I was gathering up my stuff. And suddenly, Jay appeared above me with his friends. He was standing there, and he said, "Good film, huh?" And I just looked up at him, and I smiled, the biggest smile, and I said, "Yeah." And he smiled back at me with that pretty face. So pretty. And then a gaggle of gay guys he hung out with, they started saying things like, "Oh, baby snatcher, cradle robber, oh, Jay likes the young ones, yes, 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 sirree, Jay likes the young ones." And I was horrified. It was like gay guys, overwhelming gay guys. Gay guys intimidated me, they scared me. I didn't know what a gay guy was. I knew I wasn't one of them because I wasn't strong enough to be one. I was afraid. I just sat there, I was horrified. And Jay said to his friends, "Why don't you shut up, you sluts? Come on, sluts. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go." And he shooed them up the aisle. It was horrible. I felt like I'd been found out, like they knew about me. I didn't see how I could go back there again. I decided I couldn't go to Castro Theater ever again. It was just not a good place for me. I was too exposed. I was belonging to a group of people I wasn't sure I should belong to. But I didn't know what to do because the next Saturday they were showing Sudden Fear, Joan Crawford's San Francisco movie. I couldn't miss that. So I rode my bike over the hill from San Francisco State. And I came down to the Castro and I locked my bike and I went in and I sat in the very, very back row where nobody could see me. And I slumped down in my seat so nobody could see me. And all of a sudden Jay appeared in front of me and said, "Hi, listen, I'm sorry about my friends last week. I mean, they're all good guys, but when they get together, they act like idiots. They all felt bad. I'm so sorry. Will you accept my apology? Will you? Huh?" And I croaked, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." It's like, okay, thanks. And the movie started, and I sunk into my chair. I was like, "Oh my God, how do I deal with this? He's coming back. He's talking to me. I feel so exposed." The movie was so incredibly good. I got drawn into the movie. I was all watching this movie, watching Joan Crawford run for her life through the streets of San Francisco. I was enraptured at the very end. Before I could get up and run out of the theater, which is what I wanted to do, Jay ran up to me and said, "Look, I feel really bad. I still feel bad. I feel terrible about what happened. Look, would you let me take you out for pancakes at Organ Andy's? My treat. How's it bad? And I was like, what? Pancakes? What a weird thing to want to do at 4 in the afternoon, have pancakes. But it was such a weird offer. And Jay was so charming. How could I refuse? And we rushed out of the theater. We were running suddenly. And we ran up Castro, we turned right, and we went into Orphan Andy's, and we ordered huge stacks of pancakes with maple syrup and butter and whipped cream and orange juice. And we just sat there talking and talking. And Jay gushed about himself. He told me everything. He said, I'm from Texas, and my real name's Joseph, and I'm a female impersonator. Yeah, that's what I do for a living. I was amazed. I didn't know that you could make money doing that. He was so open, those big eyes, and he just leaned right towards me. He stared right into my eyes. And I melted. I melted. And he said, I work at the cabaret club. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I could just go to the movies for fun. I go there to study. I'm doing research. I'm working on my Joan Crawford impersonation. Yeah, I don't believe in just watching. I believe in doing. You gotta do. Watch but do. Watch but do. Inspire. Action. That's me. I watch and I do. And he was obviously in love with me. Jay, I could see, was in love with me. And I loved that. You see, there had been nobody since Mark. I never thought anybody would feel the way Mark did about me. I didn't feel like anybody would like me again. Anyone loved me. And here was Jay, staring into my eyes with that big, open, pretty face of his. And I was painfully shy. And he was far too much of a gentleman to make an overpass or anything. He just gushed about movies. He said, hey, tell me something. What's your favorite movie? Tell me your favorite movie. Huh? What is it? Come on. Tell me. And I said, well, it's either Lawrence of Arabia or a Bridge on the River Kwai. And he said, hey, you're a butch one, aren't you? Yeah, you're a little butch. Wow, that's all right. Peter O'Toole was a dish, and Will Holden with that big furry chest, he's a Marlboro man. Yeah, you're just a little butch, aren't you? Butchy, butchy. And we laughed, and we laughed, and we laughed. And we talked about every movie ever made that day. We just talked and talked and talked. We sat there for hours eating pancakes and talking about movies. And yeah, he flirted with me a little bit. But he saw that it just made me nervous, and I just drew it in myself. So he stopped. And instead we talked about Joan Crawford and Veda Ann Borg, and how at the end of Mildred Pierce, Joan Crawford says, oh, I'm so sorry, darling, I'm so sorry. Veda Ann Borg says, don't worry about me, Mama. I'll be all right. And she's going to break out of prison, you can tell. You don't have to worry about Veda. She's going to break out of prison. It was wonderful. It was magical. It was the best pancake meal I ever had. And then he asked me about me. He said, so tell me about me. What do you do? Huh? What do you do? What do you do? And I said I was a student at State. He said, wow, I'd love to be a student. I'd love to learn about things, about the world, not the real world. I didn't know all about the real world. But to learn about art and culture, to learn about history. Wow. And Jay was only a little bit older than me, but he made me feel like $1,000,000. He was like an adult of a boy's body. He made me feel complete. It was wonderful. And the next 3 Saturdays, that's what we did. We'd meet at the movies, and we'd go to Orphan Andy's and have pancakes afterwards and just talk and talk and talk, and we were silly and fun with each other. And we never made a date. I just showed up at the theater, and he was there with his friends, and he'd send them on their way, and then we'd go have pancakes. And I was always nervous. Every time I head over the hill on my bicycle from San Francisco State, I was like, he's not going to be there, he's not going to be there, he's not going to be there. But he always was. And I could tell that he knew that I would always be there. And it was the best month of my life. I was so happy. And then one Saturday, he took me up to Orphan Andy's, and we're sitting there, and he said, I have to talk to you about something. It's really important. And it was like in a whispering, conspiratorial tone. I was like, what is it? He said, there's a big change coming in my life. A big change, and I want you to know about it. And I thought, oh my God, he's going to move away. He's going to move away, this boy that's made me feel complete. that I just love more than anything is going to move away. He said, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Don't you worry. No, this is... I've been singing and dancing and doing my female impersonations at the Cabaret Club at North Beach for years. And now I'm going to be working at Pinocchio's. They're going to pay me like a full-time wage almost. It's going to be like a real job. And I want you to come see me. Would you come see me at Pinocchio's? I would love that so much. I said, sure, of course, I'd love to come see you. He said, okay, next Saturday you'll come. Yeah, I'd love to have you out in the audience watching me. And I was like, of course, I'll be there next Saturday. I'm excited. And I sipped my orange juice. And I stared at Jay. And then I had to say something because he caught me staring at him. And I pedaled my bike back to San Francisco State, and I have to admit, I was scared. That whole week, I was scared because I loved Jay so much. He was so magical, so transcendent to me, and I was worried that in drag, he'd look different. He wouldn't be the Jay that I liked. I'd feel like he'd lose something, and I'd be disillusioned, and I was afraid. But that whole week, I didn't care. I said I was going to go and I was going to go. And on Saturday, the next Saturday, I rode over the hill from San Francisco State to the Castro Theater and I saw the Devil feature. He wasn't there because, of course, he had the show that night. And afterwards, I got on my bike and I was so nervous. And I started riding to North Beach. And I had on a blazer and a tie because my mommy told me that for any special occasion, you should always put on a blazer and a tie, especially if it's happening in a big city in San Francisco. So I rode over to North Beach on my bike in a blazer and a tie, and I rode up to Pinocchio's. And I parked my bike, I locked it up, and I was nervous because I thought, oh my God, this is a gay club. I mean, what if there's like sex and loud music and drugs and all these drag queens? And I wasn't ready for that. I was scared, and so I slowly crept up the stairs to the theater at Pinocchio's, and they were kind of creaky and dark, and they weren't even. I was nervous the whole way up, and then I turned and I entered the theater, and I was horrified. But then I saw the theater was full of tourists. There were nothing but tourists at Pinocchio's. And I go, wow, I can deal with this. I'm a tourist. This is nothing. This is great. So I sat down at a table really close to the stage. And then the show started. And about halfway through, Jay came on. He was wearing these high heels, this beautiful, like red lame dress, and this big wig, and he had curves all over the place. And I think a lot of them were his, but some weren't. But you couldn't tell the difference. He looked so beautiful. He looked gorgeous. He was like a goddess, stunning. He was still pretty, as pretty as a picture. And he sang, there's no getting over that rainbow, but he didn't sing it like Karen Carpenter. He sang it loud and triumphant, like it was like an anthem, like it was I Will Survive, and he trumpeted it out. And there's no getting over that rainbow when the smallest dreams won't come true. And the audience cheered and clapped like he was singing the Star-Spangled Banner. And I was so proud of him up there. He was so gorgeous. And I was embarrassed because I was aroused. I thought he was so sexy. And I adored Mark. I loved Mark with all my heart. But he was nothing like Jay. Jay was a stunner. He was voluptuous and tall and stunning. And I just sat there, and I could not believe it in that moment. I think I stopped being a boy who had once loved Mark and became a gay man, or a gay boy, or a gay something. He is a goddess, Jay. And at the end, And they had this big chorus number. And Jay was like the star of that even. They all had these parasols, these little parasols, and they all had to do this complicated choreography with the parasols. But Jay, the whole time, acted like his parasol wouldn't open. He kept struggling with his parasol. Everything he did was like he couldn't get his parasol open. He was really struggling with it. And I knew it could open. I knew he was just playing. He was just fooling around. He was acting like this dizzy brunette. And it was so funny. He was the star of the finale. And I laughed and laughed. And that was my introduction to camp. At the end, during the curtain call, I stood up and I cheered and cheered and cheered. I shouted, Jay! Jay! Woo! Woo! And I clapped and clapped and clapped for him, and he stood there bowing. And I saw him look at me out of the corner of his eye, and his eyelashes fluttered. And I melted into the floor. And when the curtain call was over, I knew I had to do something. So I ran out of the theater, and I ran down that creaky staircase that was really dark, and I burst out onto Broadway, and I rushed down Broadway to this floral stand, and I bought the biggest bouquet of flowers I could find. I couldn't afford it, and I rushed back to Pinocchio's, and I was going to bound up the stairs, but there were all these tourists coming down the stairs. Down those dark stairs, they kept coming. There was no end of them. I couldn't get up the stairs. They're getting this massive tourist bus behind me, coming. I was like, come on. And they kept coming, and finally the last tourist left the stairwell, and I burst up the stairs, and I got to the top, and I turned into the theater. And there was Jay, waiting for me. And he looked gorgeous, voluptuous Jay, standing there in all his glory. And I went up to him and said, I am so proud of you. And he blushed. And I smiled. And I thought my heart and my smile were going to break. They were so big. I thought they got any bigger, they would burst into pieces, but they didn't. My heart, smile just grew and grew. And I handed Jay the flowers, and he held them like a beauty queen, like the most beautiful queen, blushing. I made Jay blush. They said, don't you look dapper? Look at you in that tie, like William Holden in the world of Susie Wong. And we laughed and laughed and laughed. And he said, listen, I want you to come to the cast party. It's the cabaret comp. Come on. It made me so proud to walk into that cast party with you. Look at you. And I immediately started getting nervous, like I always did when anything gay happened. And he was like, oh, that's okay. Listen. How about this? How about if we have our own celebration tomorrow? We'll go to Orphan Andy's at brunch time. We'll eat pancakes when you're supposed to eat them at brunch, okay? You have to meet me there. It's MGM Sundays. They're showing Lay Girls and the Bandwagon. We'll have our own little celebration. And I said, yeah. I would love to celebrate with you, Jay. And I leaned over, and I gave him a big kiss on the lips. And he was shocked. And then he just stood there. And he took my tie in his hand, and he ran it down through his fingers. And I waved. And I left the theater. And I went down the stairs, I got on my bike, and I flew home. All the 5 miles, over the hills, through San Francisco, up and up and down. I flew home like a rocket. A rocket powered by joy. A rocket powered by Jay. And that was the last time I ever saw him. The next morning, I got up really early and I got dressed. I wanted to be at Orphan Andy's super early to meet Jay. I wanted to start our celebration. It was going to be all about Jay. I was going to gush about Jay. Jay was sexier. He had better curves. He was throatier. He was everything. More than Joan, more than Rita, more than Betty. He was the one. I was going to tell him. I was going to talk his ear off. So I rode my bike up over that hill, and I got down to Orphan Andy's, and I was early. And I waited for him, but he didn't show up. And I didn't know what to do because I was all set to gush. I wanted to gush about Jay, but he didn't show up. He didn't show up at 11. He didn't show up at 11:15. And I thought, well, maybe I got it wrong. And I went over to the theater, And I went in, I paid my admission, and there was no Jay. None of his friends. I suddenly realized that this person who made my life complete, this person that I was inexplicably connected to, I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know his phone number. I didn't know where he lived. And he didn't show up that day, all day. And I went back to state, and I thought, well, I'll wait till next week. Next week he'll be there. I must have gotten it wrong. Something must have gone wrong. I don't know, but I'll go next week. And that week was excruciating. I didn't think I'd make it. I waited all week to see Jay. And finally on Saturday, I thought, this is it. I'm going to see Jay. So I rode over the mountain. I parked my bike. I went into the theater, and he wasn't there. His friends weren't there. Nobody was there. And I thought, well, maybe it wasn't a good Saturday for him. It was War Day. It was where Eagles there and Von Ryan's Express with Frank Sinatra, right? And I thought, well, he's not working on a Frank Sinatra impersonation. He doesn't need to be here for this. So when the movies were over, I decided to ride over to Pinocchio's. I got on my bike and I rode like the Dickens. The minute I started riding, I realized, why did I do this last week? I need to see him. I need to find out what happened. And I turned left and I rode up to North Beach. And I thought, oh my God, maybe he was angry with me. Maybe he's calling it off. Maybe he's ending it like Mark. And I thought, no, that's impossible. He's not like Mark at all. Mark was closed and constrained, and I realize this now. He was afraid. Jay was never afraid of anything, especially not me. And I hiked my bike up, and I ran up that creaky staircase at Pinocchio's. I turned right, expecting to see Jay in the theater, standing there going, oh my God, I'm so glad you came. I didn't know how to get a hold of you. I've been sick. Listen, stay for the show. Watch me again, and then afterwards we'll go to Orphan Andy's. We'll have midnight pancakes at Orphan Andy's and orange juice. How about that? But when I walked into the theater, he wasn't there. The theater was empty. And I went backstage to where people got ready to go on stage, and I went into the dressing room, and there were all the female impersonators getting made up. And I said, sorry, is Jay here? And this actress, this guy at the end of the table, who I knew was the star of the show I'd seen him the week before, he looked up at me. And he just stared at me. And then I realized that all of the female impersonators were staring at me in this weird way. And then the actress, this guy, he stood up. He took my hand. And he led me out onto the fire escape. He put a cigarette in his mouth. He lit it. He exhaled. And he said, how well did you know Jay, huh? Well, I'm sorry, kid. Jay's dead. Jay was murdered. I just sank on the fire escape. Wow. I couldn't believe it. Was I in a dream? It was unreal. Jay was dead. It's impossible. I remember you. You were here last week. You were wearing a necktie. Yeah. Oh, Jay. Were you two involved? Well, we found out about it after the cast party. He was there. He left with somebody. Next thing we knew, he was dead. Stabbed. At Spreckles Lake, where they had the sailboats. Yeah. They found his body next morning. Yeah. Sweet Jay. We all loved Jay. We loved him to death. Did they find the killer? I don't know. I don't even know if they're looking. So you two weren't involved, huh? Well, I could tell he was crazy about you. And listen to me, don't you judge Jay, none, all right? He was just looking for affection. How was he to know that this kid was a low-life, psycho motherfucker who'd take his sweet young life? May he rot in hell, that little bastard kid. Don't judge him. Don't judge sweet Jay. And I sat there and I would never judge Jay. I thought Jay was perfect. He was the perfect human. I would never judge Jay. Jay could do nothing wrong. Fucking police. They treat us like animals. They beat us up. They extort us for bribes. They throw us in prison without any cause. They hassle us all the time and they wonder why people kill us. People bash us. They treat us like shit. They don't even investigate the crimes against us. Of course, people feel like it's all right to do this shit to us. Yeah, they came by. The detective. He asked us a lot of questions. He tried to treat us like we killed Jen. Yeah. Now here's his card if you want it. You might go see him. He might even tell you something. But don't you tell him that you're queer, alright? Don't go to a police station and tell nobody that you're queer. You're such a clean-cut kid. Yeah. He might just tell you what's going on. Jay was a princess. He was a sweet young princess. I gotta go. I'm on in 20 minutes. I gotta put on my makeup. If you want to stay for the show, you're welcome to. Hold my hand, kid. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, kid. And I sat there on the fire escape at the bird poop as the fog came blasting in. I didn't cry. I was in shock. What had happened? What was I going to do? What could I do? And who was I to do anything? I'd only known him for 5 weeks. But he made me complete. And now he was gone. Absent. I got on my bike. I rode it back to San Francisco State. I could barely move forward. He kept wobbling under me, going up and down those hills. It took me hours. I was lost. I almost got in an accident. I was so confused the whole way home. And the next Monday, I decided I had to know. I had to know. So I rode my bike over to that precinct and I asked for Detective Mulroney. And Detective Mulroney came out and said, "Hey, you queer? Yeah? Do you know these guys? And you're not queer, huh? Yeah? I can't discuss it. It's an open case, so I can't tell you anything about it. I'll tell you this much. I don't know what that kid was thinking. Looking the way he did, acting the way he did, going out there late at night, picking people up, the psychos running around. These fags are so stupid. How can they be so fucking stupid? Going and doing shit like that, picking up strangers, all the psychos in this town." Well, he was asking for it, that's all I gotta say. He got what he asked for. How do I know he picked them up? Because they had sex. They had sex before it happened. They had sex, and then this kid stabbed him. Once in front, twice in the back. That's what happened. Evidence. Sex. Yeah, I told you something I wasn't supposed to tell you. Listen to me. You look like a smart kid. Yeah, you look pretty smart to me. You got that state sweatshirt on, so I know you're smart. Don't get involved with these bags. They're bad news. They're stupid. There's nothing stupider than being gay. I got friends on the force. Police officers, they beat these kids up just to look at them. They hate these kids. Why? Because they're fucking disgusting, that's why. I'm not like that. But if I ever find out that a nice kid like you got involved with these gay guys, I'll beat the shit out of you myself. Yeah. How do we know that a cop didn't kill Jay? I'll tell you how we know the cop didn't kill Jay. Because he was stabbed. He wasn't beaten to death. If a cop had killed him, he'd be beaten to death. Fuck you with that question. Now get the fuck out of here before I kick your ass. Get out of here! When I was growing up in my small town in Marin, my mommy always told me to wave to Chief Harris when he was patrolling the town in his car. She said the police are our friends. Always be nice to the police, because you want them to be there when you need them. You have to be friendly with the police. So I rode back to San Francisco, stayed on my bike, and I went into my dorm room. And I picked up the phone, and I decided I was going to make a call to the East Coast, to another dorm room. There was someone I needed to talk to. And his roommate said, he was right there. He got him. And then he came on the phone. Hey, how are you? Wow, it's good to hear you. Wow, yeah, it was great. How's state? Boy, do I miss you. I really want to see you. Listen, I'm going to be home for Christmas. Will you see me? Will you? Will you please? That'd be great. I've missed you so much. I wish you were here with me. Yeah. Okay, I'll be home at Christmas. And you promise you'll see me. I'll come by. Okay. I can't wait. I'm so happy to hear your voice. Okay. Bye, you. Bye. Well, that was nice. I felt vindicated. But it didn't make me feel any better. Is this the life that I was entering? Is this the person I was going to be? Somebody hated by the cops, stalked by psychos, somebody afraid, somebody that nobody cared about when I got killed? The next weekend, I went back to the Castro. The double feature was the Maltese Falcon and Chinatown. During the Maltese Falcon, I could barely concentrate. I just sat there numb, thinking about Jay. Not in that theater, not in any theater, nowhere now. And I couldn't focus on the film. I couldn't even take in the story. But during Chinatown, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the music. It started getting to me. And I started thinking, wow, Jake Gittes keeps asking questions. He keeps asking questions. He never stops asking questions. And everybody else in the movie tells him, no, don't ask questions. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. But he can't stop asking. He's inquisitive and he gets answers. He figures it out. I was inspired by that. And I sat there as the film played out. And the music stopped, just sort of stunned, thinking about Chinatown. And suddenly, somebody appeared before me and said, hey, how are you? You're Jay's friend, aren't you? Did you hear what happened? Yeah. I'm glad you heard. It was one of Jay's friends, one of those kids who would call me a baby. He was barely older than I was. Jay wouldn't stop talking about you. He loved you. We always telling him to shut up. He wouldn't shut up. He'd just talk and talk and talk. I know you two were close. I used to see you at Orphan Andy's. All the time I saw you then. Say, do you want to get a cup of coffee maybe at Orphan Andy's? You want to talk? He was just a kid. Boring kid. A nice haircut and a sweater and slacks. And he's good looking. He was just boring. Like me. Like so many kids I've known my whole life. And it made me ache to think of how boring he was compared to Jay. So you wouldn't talk to the police? Wow, you're brave. What'd they tell you? Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. More and more gay people getting killed every day. People don't care. They don't care nothing about that. I can tell you things. I could tell you things about what's going on right now. You want to hear some things? Well, Jay wasn't the only one. He wasn't even the first. There was this guy named Kavanaugh. He was stabbed just like Jay. He had sex with that person, whoever that person is, and he stabbed him once in the front, twice in the back like Jay, and then he dragged his body 20 feet out at Ocean Beach. They found him in the sand dunes. And then just yesterday, at the gangway, somebody picked up this man named Crossman. He was German. He was a real German over here. And somebody picked him up and took him away, and they found his dead body too, Crossman's dead body. They found it out at China Beach in Seacliff. Stabbed once in the front, twice in the back. The police are connecting the two, but I don't think they're going to do anything. I don't think they're going to do anything, those police. So I told you something, you tell me something, all right? Did you and Jay have sex? I didn't think so. I was so jealous of you. I love Jay. I told him, he said he didn't feel the same way about me. He couldn't stop talking about you. I used to stand across the street on Market Street and watch the two of you at Old and Andy's, sitting in the window. I was so jealous. I almost came over there and rang your neck. Listen, if you ever want to talk, here's my phone number. You can call me up. Maybe you and me can be friends, yeah? Call me sometime. Would you please? See ya. And then I knew what I had to do. I had to find out. I had to find this person. I had to find him for all the people who were too scared, too afraid, not strong enough, too weak to take control of the situation, to make somebody care, to make somebody find out. I knew that Jay was always strong. Jay would not have been weak. He would have wanted to know. He would have find out who this person is and bring him to justice. And I knew right then that I had to do this. I had to do it for Mark and Marcel and all those actresses at Pinocchio's. And I had to do it for Jay. So I got on my bike and I biked over to the cabaret club. I walked it up on the sidewalk and I walked in and the bartender was standing there behind the bar. He said, "Hey, what are you doing in here? You're not supposed to be in here. You're too young. Hey, come on over here. What do you want? What do you want? You want a Coke or something, yeah?" "Oh, Jay. Yeah. Okay. Well, what do you want to know?" I told everything to the police. Wow. I told them most everything. What didn't I tell them? Okay. That kid who picked him up, who we left with, he was real clean cut. Looked like a Mormon. Nice haircut, sweater. Good looking kid. Real clean cut. And he sat over there in the corner for about a half hour. He just stared at Jay. And he had this pad, and he was writing the pad. I don't know what he was writing. And then he walked up to Jay, and he showed it to Jay at the bar. And Jay laughed and laughed. Jay even clapped. He loved whatever it was he wrote. A poem or a joke, I don't know what. And then the two of them sat there for about 10 minutes, and then they left together. Yeah. There was something on that pad that Jay loved a lot. Why did I tell that to the police? Because they didn't ask. They were here for about 2 minutes. Yeah. Hey, get out of here. You're too young. Hey, when you're old enough, come on back. I'll give you a drink. Hey, listen, kid. Did you ever see Jay perform? Yeah. Then you know about Jay. So I rode over to the gangway on Polk Street, riding my bike. And I got off and I walked my bike outside of the gangway. And I went into the gangway and it was really dark. And all the corners were these gay guys, like in the shadows, drinking, hiding in the shadows. And I walked up to the bar and the bartender was staring at me and he said, "What the fuck are you doing in here? Why did you come in here? You're too young. Get out. Get." "Why do you ask about that boy? You ask about the boy who killed Kreisman? What do you want to know? You're not a cop. You're not a detective. I told detectives everything. What is this? A card? Detective Mulroney? You're not Detective Mulroney. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here before I kick your ass. Go out." And I headed towards the door. But just as I got to the door, I passed this old man sitting in the shadows. He said, Hey, come over here. Yeah, come here. Don't let that Nazi worry you. He's just an old kraut. He's a mean old Nazi. Come over here. Yeah, that's why Kreisman used to come in here. Kreisman guy got killed. He was a German too, a kraut. He came from Germany. He'd been here only 3 months. He used to love to come in here and talk to our kraut bartender,
gay crowds. How about that? You're asking about that kid, aren't you? The one who picked up Christ man when he bumped him off, yeah? I saw that kid. Yeah, he's what they call chicken. You know what chicken is? Chicken is somebody who's too young for everybody. Christ man should have known better. Yeah, that old crowd should have known better when he talked to him. Yeah. You know how that kid charmed him? You know how he charmed him? I'll tell you how he charmed him. He sat over there in the corner. He was staring at Christ man for half an hour. He was doing something on a pad. And then he took that pad over and he showed it at Christ man. Christ man laughed and laughed and he clapped. You want to know what was on that pad? Yeah, that kid showed Christ man something he wanted to see, and it's not what you're thinking. Like a poem. You think a poem was written on that pad? You think a joke? Nah. It was a doodle. He doodled a picture of Christ man. It was a doodle, a picture of him. And he showed it to him, and Christ man must have thought it looked like him because he laughed and laughed. And that doodle charmed him. They talked for 10 minutes and then they left. And next thing you know, Christ man stabbed once in the front, twice in the back. Sorry to laugh. I didn't know Christ man. He just didn't deserve to get killed, that's for sure. Hey kid, wait a minute. Sit down and buy a Coke. Hey kid, come here. Remember me, okay? Think about me. Come back and see me sometime, okay? I'm gay just like you. I'm a Oak Street gay.
So I got on my bike and I rode over to the precinct. And I burst in and I asked to see Detective Mulroney. And he came out and he said, yeah, we know about that. We know all about that. Didn't I tell you to get the fuck out of here? How do we know about it? How do we know about the doodling? Because he just did it again. He just picked somebody up at the Twin Peaks. He had sex with him. And we found his body dumped behind a sand dune just off of Vicente. That's all we know. Okay? When I tell you to get the fuck out of here, I mean get the fuck out of here. What? What are we going to do about it? We're going to do nothing about it, okay? That's none of your concern. Don't you worry about it. Hey, you want to get yourself stabbed? You want to get your... Hey, Nancy Drew, why don't you take this case? Why don't you go out in a city full of people who hate fags and find the person who killed a fag? Yeah, you'll probably find 1,000 people tell you they did it. And get the fuck out of here. And don't come back. And mind your own business. Don't butt in. What are we going to do about it? You hear that? Nothing. And I stood there on the sidewalk and I tried to figure out why anybody gay would have sex with somebody and then kill them. Why would they do that? And I realized that they didn't want to be gay. That they hated themselves. They were full of rage. They were also full of desire. And they loved these people who they approached. They drew pictures of them. They doodled them. And they talked to them. They charmed them. Then they had sex and then they felt guilty. So they had to kill them so they wouldn't be gay. And it made sense with all the hate. Everybody who hated us, who thought we should die, who didn't deserve an investigation, who didn't care about us, that somebody would ingest all that hate, turn it into rage, and kill. And I thought about Jay, and I thought about how Jay said, you can't just watch in this life, you gotta do. You gotta get out there and do. You can't just be a watcher, you gotta be a doer. And I thought, I gotta do. I gotta find this guy. I gotta stop him. And it wasn't just a matter of looking. I realized I had to walk into a bar, and I had to hope. I had to hope he would notice me one night, and that he would doodle me, and show me the doodle, and then we'd leave together, and I would catch him. I would catch him in the act of trying to kill me, and I would bring him to justice. The doodler. the doodler who took jail. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been the first part of the Doodler. Next week, I will present the Doodler finale. Theater Rhinoceros is in its 43rd year this year, and we've only been able to make it because people turned out and supported the shows, even during COVID-19. So yay, thank you so much for supporting us. This story is based on fact. There was a Doodler murder, although we'll have to wait to find out how the story unravels. If you'd like to make a donation to our theater to support these projects, you can go to therhino.org. There's a donate button. Anything you give to the theater, we'll put to work immediately putting on more live theater, COVID-19 theater on Zoom and on Facebook Live. On Tuesday, we have a special theatrical piece coming up, a piece about Black Lives Matter and the current crisis. And then on Thursday, I return with the finale of The Doodler. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm John Fisher. Good night.